Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here to bring you another Collection Corner video where we take a look into my collection. Today we're going to take a look at some titles that have never been released to DVD or Blu-ray. Now some of you might be wondering, why am I doing these videos again? If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that when I first started out doing videos, I did a little segment called Only on VHS, where I simply talked about some titles that have never been released to DVD or Blu-ray, have only been released to VHS here in the United States. They're old videos. I don't think I did a very good job with them. I was just starting out doing videos. Also, I don't know where I left off. I stopped doing them just because I just wasn't really feeling them. So I stopped doing them, and I don't know where I left off. I would literally have to go through every single video, watch them, and catalog all the titles I already talked about, go through my list of go through my VHS tapes, look through them all, write down all the videos that I haven't done yet. It would just be a huge pain. And I wasn't planning on bringing this segment back at all, but I got a lot of requests for it. A lot of people would constantly contact me and say, are you going to bring back your Only on VHS videos? Are we going to see more of them? I really liked them. So apparently people did enjoy those videos, but again, I just felt they weren't the greatest. They weren't all that well done, because they were from when I first started out. They weren't so hot. So that's why I stopped doing them. But by popular demand, I'm going to bring them back. So I'm also going to do I'm going to try to do like themes. I'm going to do, maybe like, here's a bunch of animation that's never released to DVD or Blu-ray, or here's some like Christmas movies or some Disney movies, stuff like that. And since it's Halloween, here's a list of some Halloween titles that have never been released to DVD or Blu-ray that I own in my collection. First up is Return of the Living Dead 3. Now some of you might be wondering, hasn't this already been released to DVD? And yes, Return of the Living Dead 3 is on DVD. However, that version is the rated version, whereas this is the unrated version. I recommend if you come across this, definitely pick it up. It doesn't feature a whole lot more than the rated version, but it is such a great movie, one of my favorites. If you're a big fan of horror, if you're a big fan of zombie movies, it's definitely something to check out. And the little bit of extra you get is definitely worth it for such a great film. So again, if you come across the VHS unrated version, definitely grab it. Next up is A Return to Salem's Lot. Now some of you might be also wondering, hasn't this been released to DVD? And the answer is not exactly. It's been released to DVD-R through Warner Brothers' Burn On Demand program. I'm very much against DVD-R. Some of the reasons being, I've heard many horror stories of people buying it, watching the disc once, it plays just fine. A week later, they'll go to check it out again, it automatically doesn't work. Reason being is they're not very good quality. They're just burnt CDs. They're DVD-R. It's basically just you pay Warner Brothers for a title. They say, okay, this kid wants this title. They burn it to a DVD, a DVD-R. They put it in some nice artwork and send it off to you, and you just get a crappy DVD-R copy. It's basically it's more or less a legal bootleg, basically. So I'm very much against DVD-R. This movie has not gotten a proper DVD or Blu-ray release, which is a shame. Now, I haven't watched this yet, so I really can't say my thoughts on it, but I do love Salem's Lot, and I do think the sequel definitely deserves a proper release. Next up is a fantastic title, and that is Creepy Classics, hosted by Vincent Price. This is a lot of fun. If you're a big fan of 1940s and 1950s B sci-fi horror films, you're going to love this one. It's nothing special, but it's just a load of fun. It just has that very great nostalgic fun feel. Simply, it's just Vincent Price introducing clips from 1940s and 50s B sci-fi horror movies. He'll just introduce a clip, give a little, funny one-liner, just being his goofy self, and they'll show a clip of a movie. They'll come back, he'll give another one-liner, and then introduce the next clip. And it's just that over and over and over again. It's just a bunch of clips, narrated by Vincent Price. It's not a documentary. They don't go into talking about the movies. They don't really give you any history for the most part on the movies. I mean, maybe just a little bit, but not really. It's just a lot of fun, especially if you like, again, horror and sci-fi. You're going to love it. It's actually a great title to play at like a Halloween party. Very cool. And one of the great things about it comes with a little trivia card here. A Creepy Classics bonus trivia card where they ask you a bunch of questions based on the clips they show you. Very cool. This is just a great set. If you come across this, pick this one up. Next up is a horror classic, one of my favorites, with Buried Alive. Sadly, never released to DVD or Blu-ray. Actually, I do believe in the UK, they have just gotten a release of this, which is really sad. I do not know why the US has not gotten a release of this. I wish it would. The movie is great. Husband here gets revenge on his wife, and his wife's also cheating on him with her doctor. they plan this whole scheme to kill him, but it goes wrong. He wakes up in the coffin and he gets his revenge. It's brilliant, well done. He actually built this like kind of funhouse maze out of his house to just like really mess with their minds, and it's just great. It has a fantastic ending. I won't give it away. I just highly recommend everybody check this one out. This is definitely one to pick up. If you like horror movies, you like suspense movies, this is definitely a must-have. You come across this one, don't even think twice, pick it up. Then some fun animation with Winnie the Pooh, Boo to You Too. This is great. If you love Halloween, you love Winnie the Pooh, it's done in the same style as The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, so if you like that, you're going to like it. Definitely a great Halloween special, fun for the whole family. I'd recommend checking it out. Then a movie that's pretty bad, but I do think at least deserves a DVD release, and that is Addams Family Reunion. Love the first two Addams Family movies. I think they're brilliant, great horror comedy movies, love them to death. This one, not so much. From what I've read, this was basically done as a pilot movie for the TV series that ended up getting made. And you can tell it's pretty weak, the jokes are pretty bad, it's got really bad cheesy CGI. It actually almost feels like a hour and a half, like really bad TV movie. The actual TV series was actually a lot better than this movie. So would I recommend check this one out? Not necessarily, but as a completist, I gotta own it, and I do think it at least deserves a DVD release. I would like to see this on DVD. I don't know why it never was released on DVD. I think it would have made some money, so maybe a DVD-R eventually, probably, but definitely, it's something I gotta own. Then some classic Disney with Gargoyles the movie, The Heroes Awaken. Technically, this has been released at DVD since this is just the first 3 episodes of Gargoyles, the animated series, just stuck together to make a full-length movie. So again, technically it sort of has been released because those episodes were released to DVD, but they were never released in the movie form, and I'm a sucker for owning not only the single episodes, but also when they string them together to make a movie, I like owning the movie as well. So technically, never released. It's a great movie. It's fun to sit down and just watch just the first 3 episodes made into a movie as opposed to just watching all the episodes back to back sometimes. It's a good watch. I'd recommend it. And one of the fun things about this, it actually comes with a board game. I've never actually opened this game up, and I've never actually played it. For collecting purposes, I'll probably just keep it wrapped in this plastic. But as you can see, right here's the board, Gargoyles the movie, the game. Comes with a spinner, some game pieces, pretty neat. The fact that this even comes with a game I thought was pretty cool. Probably down the line I'll actually buy another copy of this when I come across it cheap and actually open up the game and play it one of these days. Then a title that actually comes from a series of titles called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. It's a collaboration between McDonald's and Klasiki Kasupo, the same company who did Aerial Monsters, Rugrats, Rocket Power, The Wild Thornberrys, great shows like that. This is actually the first release in a series of 5 releases, and this one's called Scared Silly. This is their Halloween episode, and it's pretty decent. It's the same type of feel. It has that Klasiki Kasupo feel that of shows like Rugrats and Aerial Monsters and those other shows I mentioned. It has that feel. So if you like those shows, you'll actually probably like all the releases of The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Again, this is a Halloween episode. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's goofy. It's childish. It features some, pretty wacky songs, but all in all, it's actually a decent watch, and I'd recommend checking it out. Then I say the best for last, a classic Halloween TV special that sadly has never gotten released to DVD. Why, I don't know. It is a brilliant Halloween special, and that is The Halloween Tree. Myself and all my friends grew up watching this. We are big, die-hard fans. When my friends come over to my house and they see I own this, they just freak. It is a great Halloween special and definitely deserves a DVD, if not a Blu-ray release. It is one of the greatest Halloween specials ever made. Obviously, as you can see there, featured on Cartoon Network. Sadly, a lot of holiday specials featured on Cartoon Network have never made it to DVD, which is definitely a shame, because a lot of them are pretty good. This one definitely included. One of my all-time favorite Halloween specials, and I would have to say, if I had to make a list of the greatest Halloween specials ever made, it would definitely be on that list. This is a must-have for every collection. If you come across this, you need to have this. It is something you should watch every Halloween. It's brilliant. It is so well done. Has that great Halloween feel to it. Great animation. It gets you in the mood for Halloween. This is a must-have and a must-see, and definitely deserves a DVD release. So that's it for a quick look at some Halloween-related titles that I own that sadly have never gotten released to DVD or Blu-ray. So I hope you guys had fun watching, and stay tuned for my next Collection Corner video where we'll talk about a few more Halloween-related titles that I own that sadly has suffered the same fate. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.